Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you for the continuation of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, there was something I could get here while I was standing on this island in the middle of Lake Hylia, and going back in my practice file, it turns out I was right. So what I need to do before I go anywhere else... Oh, hey Navi. Let's look for someone who might... Yeah, we know about that. So, yeah, this is something we already established. Okay, so I want to see if I can get myself aimed just perfectly. So now we're going to play the sun song. Even though the sun is setting, we just want to speed up the process. And then get it back to just where the sun is rising. And again. So, got the sun song. And then quickly stand by with the arrow. And fire away. There we go. And firing an arrow into the sun from this vantage point brings us the fire arrow. So let's go and swim over to get it. I hope. Yes, come on. Don't dawdle here, Link. We need to get that fire arrow. And let's start swimming. Okay, so now we officially have obtained the fire arrow. Set it to sea and your arrows will be powered up. If you hit your target, it will catch fire. Okay, so now that we have established that, back to the Temple of Time. It's because it's now time to start... we have to go back to being a kid again before we do anything else. Yeah, we'll start getting clues on the other stages, but not yet. We need to take care of some stuff as a kid first. So, it's time to go back and throw it into Rewind. And put the Master Sword back in the pedestal of time. So, let's go do it. And away we go! And we're a kid again. So, where we need to go next is actually to Zor's River. So I will take a quick time out and I will see you guys back there in just a moment. Okay, so we have returned to Zor's River. But we're not sticking around for long because we only need to take care of one thing here. So you might remember we've had a couple of instances where we needed to go get some beans from the Bean Man. Well, we're gonna talk to him again. Chomp chomp chomp. How about some magic beans? They're getting to be quite popular. 30 rupees for one piece, how about it? So yeah, since this is the third magic bean we need, his price is up to 30. Next time it'll be 40, but I don't know if we'll necessarily need to get up to 40. So the next destination is to go to nearby Kakariko village, because we have to go there to get... And there's a place in the village where we can plant our magic bean, and so that's what we are going to do. So the reason why I'm doing this right now is that since we picked up 2 sections of a heart in my run through the water temple and the approach to it, I figured before I continue on with the story I might as well get myself to get to 2 more heart pieces to get myself up to 13 hearts. I mean, it only makes sense, right? So let's go back up to the stairs that lead to Kakariko village. And so we're going to make our way through Kakariko village. Hey there, chickens. How do you keep escaping from the pen? And hello there, big fat man. How are you? And how about your friend, who keeps running along like there's no tomorrow? He's such a happy guy. So where we want to go is in the direction of the graveyard, where this fellow is emerging from. They always run, but they never get any thinner. So, the place where we want to plant our magic bean here in the graveyard is going to be right over here. So we plant our bean, that grows, And so the next destination for us, in order to get 2 pieces of heart, is back to the summit of Death Mountain. So I will meet you guys back at the summit of Death Mountain in just a moment. Okay, so now that we made it back to the summit of Death Mountain, we want to go and pay a visit to the owl. Because there's a particular heart piece in Kakariko that can only be obtained if we agree to ride with the owl. Well, it looks like you've grown up a little from the Grey Fairy's power. But you still don't really look like the hero who will save Hyrule, at least not yet. Well, I already have the Master Sword. If you are going back down the mountain, I can lend you a wing. Come here and grab my talons, and hold on tight. Whoop whoop! So we grab onto the owl's talons, and the Exorcist Owl will send us back to Kakariko, to the one place we need to be in order to access this heart piece. Here we go, we're getting ready to begin our descent. And onward to Kakariko Village. So now that we're up here, this is actually very important that we landed up here because this house has a particular secret to it. If you've passed by the graveyard a number of times, you'll notice that there was a giant hole in this particular house. This is actually where we want to be. So, as you can see, there's a hole in this house. So we want to go inside it, and inside it is an imprisoned heart piece along with a cow that I don't know what it's doing here. Nonetheless, we have another piece of heart. Yeah, just like that. So now, it is time for going back to the Temple of Time. Because now we can advance with the story. So away we go. And as you may have guessed, that third magic bean is going to get us an opportunity to go back to get another heart piece. So that we will do as an adult. So doing so, of course, will also help us to advance the storyline because as an adult, we actually need to go into Kakariko Village. So let's once again stop being a child and grow up for a change. And away we go. Back to being a grown-up. And away we go again. So, yeah, this is an episode that'll be primarily for getting stuff that's necessary for advancement in the storyline. And then we can advance with the storyline itself. So, back through the front yard of the Temple of Time. Back into the dilapidated Central Market Town Square. You can't help but feel so bad for those poor guys. And we go back across the moat. And we're not going to bother with Epona because it's so close as Kakariko, we don't really need her. I mean, yeah, it would be cool, but once we advance the plot here in Kakariko, there won't even be a need for taking Epona to Kakariko in the first place. So, back in the Kakariko Village, where we go into a cutscene. As you can see, the village is on fire. It's not a pretty sight. Things are not looking good here. And we've come across Sheik again. Yeah, Sheik, what is going on? Why aren't you helping to stop the fire? Oh, that look on your face isn't good. Get back, Link. Why? Whoa! That goes flying. Well, it's raining, but that's not gonna help. So what's in the well? Well, this invisible thing is taking Sheik for a ride. Oh, and that's an ugly face plant. So yeah, something evil came out of the well. And it's looking to destroy the village. And now it's gonna come around and it's gonna have a beat on Sheik again. Here it comes. Don't worry, Sheik, I'll protect you! Or maybe not. That did not sound good at all. But thankfully the fires have been put out by the rain. Looks like you're coming around. Link, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. So that's what attacked us? Impa, the leader of Kakariko village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke, and it escaped into the world. I believe Impa has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again, but she will be in danger without any help. Link, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil Shadow Spirit and save Impa. There is an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This is the melody that will draw you into infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. And so, again comes the harp. For the 7-note Nocturne of Shadow. And now it's my turn. Playing the Nocturne of Shadow in the rain seems rather appropriate, I would say. So we're now able to gain access to the Shadow Temple by having learned our newest song. So we have officially learned the Nocturne of Shadow. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Link. But wait a minute, if you're taking care of the village, then how come you're flash bombing out of here again? Well, that wasn't helpful at all. So, now that we can gain access to the Shadow Temple, there is one more thing we need to do before we go. And that is to go into the graveyard, but not by means of using the Nocturne of Shadow. As I mentioned before, we came here to plant a bean, and so now it's time to use it. So, right over here, we're not even going to bother with that ghost. We're going to get a boost from the flower, roll into the little crate, and pick up our next piece of hearts, and in so doing, increase our hearts to 13. So now that we've accomplished that, it is now time to go back to being a kid again. And why are we doing this? Well, now that we have the Nocturne of Shadow, we can go to the Shadow Temple if we want, but we won't fare very well unless we have a particular item. So that item can only be obtained as a kid. So, back to the Temple of Time, and back to being a kid yet again. So it is once again that time to obtain the need for putting the sword back, and returning it to the pedestal of time, and going back 7 years. And now that we have an opportunity to use the Nocturne of Shadow, we can just use it as a fast track to Kakariko Village. So now we don't have to run through Hyrule Castle Town anymore. So away we go. So yeah, this is the vantage point where the Spirit Temple exists. No, the Shadow Temple. The Spirit Temple is the one after this one. So the entrance is that direction, but we don't want to go there yet. We want to go out of here and into Kakariko Village, because there's something that we need to do in order to get this particular item. So let's go this way, and into Kakariko Village itself. Onward we go. So where we need to go is up to where the... Oops, sorry. I didn't see it. I was turning around the corner. I couldn't see you. Where we need to go is into the windmill. So why are we coming into the windmill? Well, we're going to talk to the happy man with the music box. So, we've talked to him before, and you remember when we get to talk to him again as adult Link, he's pissed off and he teaches us the Song of Storms, because it was played by someone with an Ocarina 7 years earlier. Well, now's the time to finally put that wisdom to use and play the Song of Storms. In so doing, we will set in motion the step needed to get access to where we need this particular item. So now the windmill is speeding around faster and faster. And so is the music, for that matter. The windmill is out of control! Ah! And not only that, but the well for Kakariko Village drains and allows us access to the entrance that we need for this particular item. So yeah, let's talk to Music Man again. Go around, go around, go around. What? It's going way too fast! Yeah, that's right. It is going way too fast. Oh! And let's get out of here. Alright, so now that we have taken care of that, now that we are at 13 hearts, we can begin our entrance into the well. But we are going to do so after a quick timeout, so don't go away.